to the Patterson Library Connection. In this episode of our monthly podcast, we'll be bringing you good news, library happenings, talking to fun and interesting guests, and connecting with our Patterson community. I'm Lillie Misenti, the PR and event coordinator here at the library. In today's episode, Ralph Rosenfeld and Jason Maxwell discuss the Patterson Rotary and its fantastic Touch a Truck event, which took place on Saturday, June 8th. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Lillie, how's it going?
It's going great. It was wonderful to see you and your family at the Touch a Truck event.
It was great seeing you guys, too. We had so much fun, and I can't believe it was another year, and it was our second Touch a Truck event, and this was even better than last year.
Yes, every year it seems to get better and better, and they have grown this tremendously over the years, and what started as a small event has grown into this fantastic partnership that we are so pleased to be part of. Over at the firehouse, there are dozens of trucks and cars, and the kids get to climb on top of the trucks and pretend they're driving. They hear the sirens. They have such a great time. It's like every kid's dream to be able to get onto this machinery and this big equipment. And here across the street at the library, we had a petting zoo. We have a bubble bus. We had music, and it was just fun for everybody. People came with their parents, their grandparents, aunts, and uncles. It was just a great family day for the community, and we can't wait for next year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's growing each year, and we brought my family from over a few towns over, and they came this year. So I'm actually really interested in hearing how it all came together and how it's led to such a huge thing. Not going to lie, Bubble Bus is amazing, and we got to go in a horse-drawn carriage as well. That was great. And I got up close and personal to when the firefighters came in and took apart that car. That was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, that's always a popular event. I'm just thrilled to talk to Ralph and Jason and learn more about what the Patterson Rotary does. But before we talk to Ralph and Jason, it's time for some good news. Our very own library director, Stephanie Harrison, was chosen to receive the Woman of Distinction Award presented by New York State Congressman Mike Lawler at a ceremony in May. This is the second year that Congressman Lawler has honored a select group of women for their invaluable contributions to their communities, and we are so proud of Stephanie for being recognized this year. In other news, the Patterson Farmers Market is back. Every Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. on the lawn adjacent to the library on Route 311 in Patterson. You can stop by and pick up some great produce, delicious baked goods, and some fantastic seafood from Hooked Seafood, and so much more. There's something for everyone. You don't want to miss it, so stop by on Fridays and support the Patterson Farmers Market. And in case you missed it, in our last episode, we talked to Judy Kelly Moberg and Nancy Clark, two of the creators of the Friends of the Great Swamp quilt that now hangs in the library. We had such a great time at the reception for the official hanging of the quilt. Friends and family came in from across the country to celebrate, including Beth Herr, who also worked on the quilt. The evening was a great tribute to Edie Caseby, a founding member of the Frogs who was so instrumental in the creation of the quilt. She has had a lasting impact on the Frogs and the Patterson community. So if you haven't seen the quilt yet, stop by the library and check it out. It is beautiful, and the kids and everybody are enjoying it, and we hope you come by soon to see it. And that's our good news. And now I'd like to introduce our special guests from the Rotary Club of Patterson, Ralph Rosenfeld and Jason Maxwell. Welcome, and thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us here.
Thanks for having us.
The Patterson Rotary is a vibrant organization in our community. Tell us a little bit about the members and what the Rotary does.
So Rotary was founded on February 23rd, 1905. And Rotary's vision statement was, "Together we see the world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe and in our communities and within ourselves." Patterson Rotary was founded in December 30th, 1987 our charter president, which was Dick Hankey. And presently we have 38 members, and our Rotary is made up of just people who wanted to do something back in, for the community. The Rotary was originally based on a number of businessmen going out and trying to make a difference. It has developed into over 1.4 million members worldwide, over 46,000 clubs in over 200 countries around the world.
Wow, that's impressive. I had no idea.
Our little club is a very active club. Jason,
we call it the little club that could. We're all a bunch of doers. And our motto is, if you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. And that's what we all are. We're a club of action. We're not a check writing club. We enjoy getting out there, and we enjoy our service projects. We enjoy giving back to the community directly, and that's kind of what makes it so much fun for all of us.
I know you guys get together on a weekly basis, right, for your meeting?
Yeah, 7:30 every Tuesday.
7:30. I've attended some of them.
Yes.
And you leave right from there after this busy meeting, and you go right to work, and you have a busy day, and then you run all these great events. So I know you're absolutely right. You are all busy people, and you do get it done. So that's awesome.
One of Jason and my favorite sayings is, if it wasn't for the last minute, nothing would get done.
Yes. Yes, that's true. That's even Touch a Truck, especially Touch a Truck, is kind of, it all comes together so fast. We talk about it, and then before you know it, it's right there. It's crazy.
I know the Rotary donates to many organizations, and those donations make a huge impact. Tell us about how you donate to organizations and community.
So Rotary has a couple different legs. The part of what they do is we try to keep as much as we can in the community. So we try to find organizations that are community-based and that we can make a difference with. We support the library. We support a number of organizations, which a little later on we'll give you a little bit of a list of all the different ones we have. But we're here to try to help our community. There's also another leg, which is Rotary International, where we have international projects that we become part of, and we fund, and sometimes we go out to places to help in other countries around the world. So there's a lot of different things that go on with that.
Two of the biggest things that Rotary International does is eradicating polio, as well as providing clean drinking water. So those are two huge Rotary International projects.
That's awesome.
So,
I know.
yeah.
Penny
and Shelter Box as well, yes.
Yeah, Penny has gone on several trips. I remember, I believe that's true, right?
Ecuador, Mexico, numerous different places. Jason just mentioned Shelter Box. Shelter Box is something that Rotary International does worldwide, and if when there was a tsunami, they have thousands of these units that can feed a family of 14, give them clean water and a tent to live in while things are trying to get back to normal. And they send these around the world. And, all these 46,000 clubs are trying to support Shelter Box as part of what it is. And, that's just something that Rotary does outside of community.
And they can be dropped from airplanes and delivered to villages. If you can't get to them, remote places. It provides nutrition and clean drinking water, water purification tablets, and a little shelter to live in. While whatever major catastrophe there is.
That's amazing and so impactful on a larger scale. I know a few years ago we received a generous grant from the Rotary to upgrade our computers. We offered a full series of computer classes and workshops that were all funded by the grant. And since there are so many people in this community that don't even have computers and they rely on our Wi-Fi daily, it made a huge difference. I know last year we had over 2,400 people use our computers, and that grant really helped us to serve this community. community. So thank you. We were very grateful for that grant. It continues to serve everyone every day.
It's very heartwarming when you hear that what we do is making a difference, which is what we all do in Rotary. We want to make a difference.
Well, certainly here in Patterson, we have been the recipient of that, and it has made a huge difference. I know you hold a lot of great events, and I personally used to love the Barbecues and Blues event.
Blues and Barbecue.
Blues and Barbecue. It is, I love blues, so that was my favorite day. So when we were asked to have a library information table, I was quick to volunteer because it is such a great event. And the Men That Cook. So I know our trustees and staff members, we've all gone to a lot of the events, and they're always wonderful. They're not only, a fundraiser for you guys, but fun for the community. And you see the great turnouts you get at these events.
Yeah, we're really proud of Men Who Cook because the gentleman in our club, Michael Ingber, who actually took this event over from the Red Cross and really made it what it is. He passed away last year, and so we held it this past year in his honor. And it was the first time it was actually in Patterson, which was huge because we're obviously the Patterson Rotary. So it was just an amazing event with an amazing turnout, and the whole community aspect of it. It was great.
So last weekend was the Patterson Rotary's annual Touch a Truck event, and as always, we were so excited to be part of it, and we had an amazing turnout, a fantastic day of sunshine, and lots of kids and families all over. So tell us a bit about that.
So Touch a Truck, what is it? That was our 7th or 8th year?
So, yeah,
seventh year. It was our 7th year, and it started out that Jason and I both have a number of pieces of equipment, and we love our toys. And we just wanted to do something for kids. Kids always want to go on the equipment and stuff like that. So the first year we said, let's just bring some stuff over and see what happens. We'll make a little Touch a Truck. It's really grown up. We started out at Thunder Ridge, and
we actually started out by Ace Endico.
Well, we did start out by Ace Endico.
Our first one was there.
That's right. First one was at Ace.
And there was a little construction site there at the time, and there was a little pile of gravel. So we threw a couple Tonka trucks on it. And the kids played with the Tonka trucks and watched the big trucks and played on the big trucks, and it's morphed what it is today in the community. And I'm so happy that to partner with the library, because you guys, your resources, coupled with our resources, has just made a really, really nice community event for the town.
Which is what it always was supposed to be. Jason and I originally agreed that we weren't going to charge a fee to get in. Donations only, and people have been very generous to us. And we said, this is for community. And all through COVID, we never stopped. We were just thrilled that so many people came out. They go, we haven't been out in months. We are so happy to be outside here. And the kids had a ball.
It's a great event. I was really happy to see how many people came with families and multi-generational families, with their grandparents, with the kids, with aunts and uncles. It brought out everybody, and everybody took advantage of the day to come together. I know at the library we had the bubble bus, a petting zoo, and music. And you guys had food and all the trucks over at the fire department.
Want to say hi to the sheep? You got to be very gentle to the sheep. Gentle. Love. Love this so much.
It was a fantastic day. You guys do such an amazing job as the organizers of the day.
Thank you. It was important to us in the inception that we called the Touch a Truck for Heroes, because it was important for us that all the money that we brought in goes back to veterans organizations as well as first responders organizations right here in Patterson. So that's why we call Touch a Truck for Heroes, and that was always that's why we schedule it near Flag Day and Memorial Day and stuff. So that's important to us.
And we're pretty adamant with the board to tell them these are the organizations where those funds are going. Other funds go other places. You mentioned the horses, and there's a little story behind the horses. A number of years ago, I became friends with John. He's the owner of the horses, as well as, the owner of Rock Hill Farms. John came up with a carriage that he repainted, and he did all of this stuff too, and he uses it for all kinds of veterans events. He uses it for Christmas runs, toy runs, and a number of other things, but all community-based. He doesn't take a dollar for anything. It's a not-for-profit thing. And John wanted a graphic of a flag on it. In my old business, I was able to make that happen for him. And John says, he wanted to pay, and I said, no, there'll be none of that. I says, you do the right thing. He says, we got you for as long as you need. And as you know, the draft horses, Jim and Jake, they're here every year. And John, with his wife, Deanna, we're here this year. Normally his son Danny's here, but Danny was elsewhere. They were given rides all day long. The smiles on the kids' faces, the smiles on the parents' faces was absolutely amazing. And he always puts on an amazing time. And again, this is another person that does things not for money, but to give back to the community, a community event.
That's why we love this event so much, because we all feel so good when it's done. We all here at the library feel like it is such a give back to the community. And like you said, you don't charge admission, so it's open to anybody. And it just brings people together. So kudos to you, the Rotary, and for everybody involved, because it is a fantastic job. Another part of the event is the flags that you have sold in the past and again this year that are lining our front lawn here and at the firehouse. Tell us about that, Jason.
Yes, anybody that wants to purchase a medallion for a family member can come and purchase a flag, and they line both sides of 311 now on through Patterson, which is great. It's actually gotten so big that we need to use both sides of the road. And it looks amazing. The flags, when you come down 311, it just looks so nice. And that's part of the reason why we also scheduled Touch a Truck around Flag Day, because I think it kind of all goes hand in hand. And like I said, we sell medallions for donation, and you can get a medallion for a family member that was in the service.
That's awesome. We've had a lot of people comment on how much they love the flags being out there, and it is such a great tribute to our veterans, and we're really happy that you guys do all of that.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you package that all up, okay, between Touch a Truck, carriage rides, Flags for Heroes, everything that the library does, the bubble bus, the band,
petting zoo,
the petting zoo. All of these things just makes it a place where you can take the kids, get away, and do something together as family, which was what we always wanted from the inception of it.
Yes, and it doesn't cost $1 to spend the day with your kids, or they get to climb on the trucks that they see going up and down the road every day. The highway department, the Patterson Highway Department, is gracious with donating their time and people coming to it. The sheriff's department, both Patterson and Putnam Lake Fire Departments. It's a real. Nobody that we've asked has turned us down which is why the event keeps growing. Because and people see, especially right here, being in Patterson and being such a community event, it almost grows without us trying. People, I want to do that next year. I want to be part of that next year.
Pretty organic.
Yeah.
Jason's been trying to get Peckham Materials here for years. They came this year and they had some nice big toys.
Yes, they did.
For the kids, and
they set up a nice booth, and they even donated tickets, Yankees tickets, to be raffled off.
How nice.
Yeah, that was
That's
great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have great sponsors. You have people that are looking to be involved. How can people get involved with the Rotary and become a member or help with events, or where can they get information about the Rotary?
Well, there's a few different places. If you just want to stop by and visit a meeting, anybody's more than welcome to come visit a meeting every Tuesday morning at 7:30 at the Putnam Diner. more than welcome to stop over, except for the first Tuesday of the month. That's the business meeting. And, the other three Tuesdays, anybody can stop in and ask, sit down and see what it's all about. You can go on our website, pattersonrotary.org.
Yeah, so when we look at all the different things, I mean, this event is very, very close to Jason and I, and our club has a lot, and we're very involved in the other ones, but this is ours. Okay, we are very active in all the others. Our Blues and Barbecue, that music festival, which will be September 14th and 15th this year. We do a fall festival in the Bronx every year. Kids who never seen a pumpkin, never seen apple cider and things like that, we go down and we get how many pumpkins, Jay?
Roughly 800 to 900 pumpkins. We load up in
Wow.
a truck with, I think, about 15 to 18 gallons of apple cider. Dunkin' Donuts gives us cider donuts, little cider munchkins.
Oh, nice.
Hundreds of them. And we all run down there and give out pumpkins to all the kids. At
amazing.
a selected school in the Bronx. Yeah, it's great. We go down there. The kids pick we set up a little in the basketball court. Bring some hay bales and stuff like that. And we set up a little almost like a pumpkin patch, corn
that's
stalks
awesome.
and stuff like that. And the kids come through and everybody leaves with a pumpkin. And it's a great time. It's a great time.
And if you think the kids are having fun, you got to see us. We're having a ball.
Yes.
We have a
sounds like
ball.
it.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun, as are all your events. I see the Rotary members at everything, and they are always smiling and happy to be there. And your goodwill and just your enthusiasm shows. And we're always on the other side of that as somebody who is attending, and we see it and we feel it, and we're really grateful for that. So thank you.
No, thank you.
We love our partner at the Patterson Library. There's no question about it.
It has really morphed our little Touch a Truck event into a real community event with the help of you guys with the graphic design, with the flyers, and the way you advertise it for us as well. It brings the whole thing together. So thank you.
It's our pleasure to partner with you guys, and we love doing whatever we can to help. And certainly we can't wait for next year, as we keep trying to make it a little better and a little better. But it's so great every time it ends that we're always like, that was so fun, that was fantastic. And I know you guys always say, so what can we do better next year? And this year was tough to beat. It was awesome. I really think everybody had such a great time.
And I go back to the Putnam County Sheriff's Department. We always worried about how it was getting across. First year was we had somebody. It was a little bit rushed. Second year here, everything went as smooth as can be. The horses were making their rounds. The sheriff's, Chris was just amazing. This year he was back. He did another amazing job. People were, everything was safe, well done. And, our hats go off for the Putnam County Sheriffs helping us. We, in this event, the FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, another group out of the high school, they come and help us every year. The cadets were here this year helping us as well. Just a community, helping the community, trying to give everybody a chance to have a great day, and we did.
We always try to close off the event with we bring in a junk car, which is donated by Southeast Auto Recyclers, and the way the fire department does their extrication exercise, just to show the kids, that they come out of the firehouse, sirens blazing. You think that they're actually leaving to an accident, and then they pull back in around the corner and they jump out of the truck like it's an actual emergency.
Which
and the
I
kids
thought it
love
was.
it.
I heard
And
the
the kids
sirens.
love it,
and
yes.
Yeah, the kids were like thrilled. So yeah, we heard it, and we just were like, oh no, what happened? So
Yeah, it's great to see, and the kids and the adults. I mean, everybody just loves to see it.
As you can see, firefighters are supporting the roof as they're making the final cuts on the passenger side. Now that the final cut has been made, they lift up the roof and they're removing it off the rear.
You mentioned earlier we have this thing called Men Who Cook, where there's a bunch of people, restaurants. Some people just want to cook. We have men and women, so that's the name it was. We're keeping the name, but we have all kinds of people cooking. And we also have a Mother's Day plant sale. That's done every year, and at the end of that, if there's anything left over, they end up at Touch a Truck, and we sell the rest there or give it our best, thanks to Nancy. And then, of course, our Touch a Truck. That was the last one that we would touch on my list, okay? There's a lot of other projects that we're involved in.
Second Chance Foods.
Yeah, Second Chance Foods. Every Monday, why don't you take that?
Every Monday, members prepare food at Second Chance Foods to create meals for those in need. Every Friday, members deliver meals prepared by Clock Tower to the Ronald McDonald House. Every week, members volunteer to make dinner once a week for the Veterans Home on the Vinnie Libel Veterans Home in Carmel as well. So those are some things that we've done in the past. We actually donated a shed to the Veterans Home for their garden, so they can have a garden in their backyard. Those are something else we do. So
and those were all Touch a Truck funded through the club. Okay, so the whole club comes together to do that. But that was because it's veterans, whatnot. We really press the issue. We want them to use those funds to those organizations here in our community.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate it as much as everyone else does and everything you guys all do. The event, like I said, is fantastic. We can't wait till next year. If you've checked out our Facebook page, we posted it and shared it to the community page. It's been shared a number of times, and the comments from the people that attended are wonderful. They're like, best event of the year. So you get a lot of great feedback on this one. And
nice.
People really enjoy it.
It's good to hear.
So.
It's good to hear.
Thank you both so much for being on the Patterson Library Connection. We wish you both and the Patterson Rotary much success in everything you do and everything that's coming up, and we hope to see you guys soon.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for tuning in to the Patterson Library Connection. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us grow, please share it with a friend. You can follow and subscribe to our podcast on our website at pattersonlibrary.org, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. This podcast was recorded at the Patterson Library in Patterson, New York. Special thanks to our sound engineer, producer, and composer, Adam Bernier, our library director, Stephanie Harrison, our board of trustees, and to you, our listeners. I'm your host, Lillie Micenti. We'll see you next time on the Patterson Library Connection. Patterson Library trustees and staff do not promote nor endorse the opinions of our guests.